DA leader Mmusi Maimane visited a voting registration centre in his hometown in Dobsonville, Soweto this morning, accompanied by family and DA leaders including Gauteng Premier candidate Solly Msimanga, Moody and Maka-shule Gana. Maimane has stressed the importance of registering to vote.
Today is a special day for us. As a family, we've always tried to teach everybody that voting is absolutely important. And so we came to register to vote. We came to check our voter details. And I think it's important that as South Africans, I want to urge all South Africans to come out today as a final day to come and register to vote, because we want to build this South Africa for all. We want to build a country where all citizens can stand together, build one nation, ensure that ultimately we can create jobs for our citizens, make sure our people have a job in every home. And this is the future of our nation. I want to urge young people, today is your day. This is the day for them not to talk about their tomorrow only, but to talk about their today. Young people are unemployed, and I want to urge all of them to come out and register to vote, like I have. I have come here, I vote here in Dobsonville, and I came out and I wanted to make sure I'm registered to choose the government that I want and the future that I want to live in this country.
Some of the youth that you're talking about always raise concerns that as political parties, you come up with such huge promises and fail them at the ultimate end.
Well, what's important to note is the fact that where the DA governs, we have never made empty promises. What we go out to do is we make sure, i.e. in the city of Johannesburg, we're demonstrating that there are already Kubuga centers.
Well, registration is proceeding smoothly at stations in Nelson Mandela Bay. SABC reporter Olewthu Matsipane caught up with the DA Federal Chairperson in the northern areas, where he was out and about encouraging the youth to register to vote.
We are coming to you from Bethelstop, an area in the northern areas of Port Elizabeth. Now, this is one of the areas where gang violence is rife. We've been going to different voting stations, checking if they've been open on time, and everything seems to be running smoothly in those stations that we have visited. We've also came from an area called Cheti, where we've seen that a number of first-time voters have come out to register to vote for the first time. But now I'm joined by the National Chairperson of the Democratic Alliance, Mr. Trollip, if you can just tell us the importance of registering and the importance of voting, firstly.
Thank you very much. First of all, there's an election in May, so that's the real reason why it's important to be registered and to be on the voters' roll. Secondly, we have a very difficult history in this country where the majority of the people were excluded from participating in elections. Many people sacrificed their lives so that everyone has the right to vote. So for me, I think that's the most important thing, that you have a responsibility to exercise that right. You've just mentioned that in the northern areas here, there are massive challenges with gang violence and that a lot of young people are coming to vote. I can understand that, because it's the young people primarily that are affected directly because of unemployment and the fact that they are hopeless about getting a job. And that's the biggest challenge in the northern areas. That's why we see such a proliferation of gang activity, is because young people have no hope, they have no future. So they succumb to antisocial activities. So when young people come, first-time voters, I've met a couple and I'm going into the voting station with them today, I'm really encouraged, because that means that they know that they can change their current situation by voting, and that's the most significant thing. Every single person's vote in South Africa carries an extraordinary weight, because it sends a message to the government that they're not satisfied, or they are satisfied, or you can get change. We've seen change come to Nelson Mandela Bay. In the last election, we had a change of government, and I think that was a great message to all South Africans, that you can have a change in government and that elections are critical to make that happen. So I'm very excited to see young people coming out and voting.
All right. Looking at Nelson Mandela Bay at large, how important do you think it is for people to be educated about the difference between local government elections and national government? Do you think enough is being done on voter education?
Look, I think our democracy is maturing. It's not a mature democracy yet. So I think we need to do more to inform the electorate how powerful their vote is. But we've also seen that in the last few elections that power is shifting, and some people shift power by not voting, others shift power by taking their vote from one political organization to another. But I think young people especially are very savvy. They are aware of what's happening. Social media is a very powerful medium, and young people are starting to understand that if they carry on under the current economic circumstances, they'll never be able to have independence. And we believe as the Democratic Alliance that we want to build one nation for all South Africans so that everyone has an equal opportunity to becoming independent. And that is what we want to promote, independence, the dignity of independence. If you have a job, you get independence, and that brings dignity. We don't want a society where more than half the people are dependent on the state, because then the state manipulates that kind of dependency. So we know that we've got to grow the economy, we've got to do something drastic about changing jobs, and we also need to elect leaders of integrity. We've just seen too much stuff in this country in the last couple of years where the leaders have got questionable integrity, and voters can do something about that, because they're going to be electing premiers, they're going to be electing the president or the party that leads the country, and electing who makes the laws, the legislators in parliament and in the legislatures. So this is an important national election and a provincial election.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And there you have it from the National Chairperson of the Democratic Alliance, telling us about the importance of first-time voters and young people to actually come out and vote and have their say in the democracy. That's all we have for now.